The quality of your breathing directly influences the quality of your singing. So if you would like to sing better, you have to first start by breathing better. Today I'm going to talk about tense inhalations, how that transfers into tense singing, and what you can do to improve it. A tense inhalation might look something like this: your shoulders rising up, your neck tensing, your chest lifting up high and sharply like this, and your abdominal cylinder being pulled in when you inhale instead of being allowed to be released. When the inhalation is tense, that tension doesn't just disappear when you start to sing. It just gets transferred into your singing. And here's why. Let's start by looking at the neck. A tense neck limits the freedom of movement of the larynx. Now, the larynx is where your vocal folds are housed. And if your larynx loses its freedom of movement and its ease of movement, then your vocal folds cannot adjust smoothly either. This can affect many things, one of which being your pitch. One of the ways that we create pitch is by very small adjustments of the vocal folds inside of the larynx. If we lose some flexibility in the movement of our larynx, that can make pitch adjustments harder. Another thing that you might notice is that it's harder to transition through your vocal registers. You also might notice that accessing your higher pitches might be a little bit more effortful than it really should be. Another thing that can happen when your neck is tight is that it can contribute to your jaw tightening. And if the muscles of your jaw tightens, that limits the ability for your jaw to release, which quite literally limits your ability to open your mouth. So you will lose some of that resonating space inside of the mouth, and also articulation becomes less efficient. Tense inhalations can also contribute to the narrowing of your vocal tract. That is the spaces in your mouth, in your nasal cavity, and in your pharynx or your throat area. And that is where your sound is shaped and amplified. Your singing might sound pressed or strained or thin. Let's look at what happens when you lift your chest up high when you inhale. Now, there is some movement in the chest when you breathe in. That is because your sternum is attached to your ribs. And during inhalation, your ribs move up and out in response to the diaphragm's contraction. So you will see your chest moving upward and outward just a little bit. But deliberately lifting your chest when you breathe in is not an efficient breathing technique, and it really does only cause tension. Let's move on to the shoulders. Your shoulders are not breathing muscles. They are not necessary to help you breathe when you're singing. Now, when you breathe, you might see some slight movement in your shoulders. That is natural. It's a natural response to breathing because your clavicles or your collarbones are attached to your sternum at the sternoclavicular joints. And since your sternum is attached to your ribs, and since your ribs move up and out in response to the diaphragm's contraction, and the shoulder girdle is attached to the collarbones, you might see some movement in your shoulders, okay? Some slight movement, but deliberately lifting up your shoulders is not an efficient breathing technique. It's not a breathing technique for singing at all, or you might be doing it unconsciously. Either way, it is tension building, and that tension gets transferred into the neck, and that tension gets transferred into the jaw, and so on and so on. Let's talk about sucking in the abdominal muscles when you inhale. That action actually restricts the contraction of the diaphragm. The diaphragm is your main breathing muscle. So when you inhale, the abdominal cylinder needs to release enough in order for the diaphragm to contract efficiently. Additionally, the action of sucking in your abdominal muscles when you breathe in, it has a chain reaction of tension that goes through different parts of your body, including all the way through your neck. So how do you inhale in a relaxed way? First and foremost, it starts with awareness. If you're not aware of where you're tensing up, then you will not be able to change it. So you really do need to pay attention to where that tension is. If it's in your shoulders, remind yourself that your shoulders are not helping you breathe when you're singing. They just simply ride the wave because it's natural to have some movement in the shoulders. So you're going to breathe with me this time, and you're just going to allow your shoulders to be free. Ready? Breathing in with me. And let's sing. One more time, breathing in with me. And notice I did not go like this. Let's bring some awareness now to the chest. If you notice that you breathe in like this, just know that this is a hyperlifting of the chest. It is not efficient for singing at all. It does cause tension. So you're just going to, again, like the shoulders, just allow your chest to ride the wave. It is not helping you breathe. Breathing in. And let's sing. Awesome. Now, when you breathe in quickly, sometimes that's when I see the tension in the chest coming up. So I might see a student breathing like this, right? So even though the movement is quick, it is still not tense like this. It's not a hyperlifting. So let's breathe in quickly. One more time, breathe in quickly. Notice I did not go like this. That is tension. Let's bring attention to the neck muscles. As you breathe in with me this next time, just allow your neck to soften with every inhalation. Notice how your throat just feels free and open. Breathe in with me. And release. I'm going to sing a phrase. You listen this first time and you'll join me the next time. Breathe in again. La 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 la. Breathe with me and sing. La 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 la. Nice and free neck. Lastly, and probably the most important part, is the abdominal cylinder. When you breathe in, make sure that you are not sucking in your abdominal cylinder. You're allowing it to just release. Now, it is not necessary to exaggerate by pushing your belly out. That level of release is not necessary, but you do need to allow it to release. I know that some of us keep some engagement in the abdominal cylinder when we breathe in, and that's okay, as long as it's not causing tension. But be sure that you are allowing release in the front, the side, and through your lower back. We're gonna sing la 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 as we exhale. Okay, breathing in with me. And sing la 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 la. Now let's contrast that with the way it feels when your abdominals are sucked in. We're going to do the same thing. Breathe in and you're going to sing out la 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 la, and just pay attention to what that feels like throughout your body. Breathing in, really sucking in, and let's sing la 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 la. So maybe you heard that in my voice. My voice sounded really strained because I had so much tension in my breath, and I did feel some tension in my neck and even in my jaw as well. Maybe you felt the same thing. Play around with the level of release that you want throughout your abdominal cylinder. Again, a little bit of engagement is okay, but you do need to allow there to be release. When you allow your breathing system to function optimally instead of restricting it through tension, you will notice how much easier your inhalations are. And when your inhalations are easier, your singing will improve. In this video, I focused only on inhalation. In the next one, I'm going to focus on tense exhalation and how that impacts your singing. And of course, I'm going to help you with ways to improve that issue. If you have found this video to be helpful, I would love for you to share this video with someone you think who needs this information and would appreciate receiving it. Please go ahead and comment and let me know about your experience as you watch this video, especially if you did the exercises with me. Keep coming back for more singing tips. I will see you again soon, and be well.